Well, that's my girl, Kristie. And before she comes up, I wanted to ask you, what if staying healthy and fit wasn't just about discipline, but about joy? Ah, imagine waking up every day with the energy to chase your dreams, the strength to face life's challenges, and the confidence to truly love the body you're in. Because health isn't just about how we look, it's about how we live. Joining us today is my really good friend, Kristie LaTray. I've known her for years, and she's a dynamic health and fitness expert whose passion is helping people feel good in their bodies and empowered in their lives. With years of experience coaching clients towards sustainable wellness, Kristie knows that fitness isn't a one size fits all. Her approach blends functional movement, realistic routines, and mindful nutrition to support people of all ages and backgrounds in creating joyful, vibrant lifestyles. Whether she's training individuals or guiding group classes, Kristie brings heart, humor, and a no shame philosophy to wellness. She's here to show us how health can be fun, freeing, and deeply fulfilling. So I'm going to bring her up. Here she is. Hi, Kristie.
Oh, hey Gracie, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you today?
I'm, you know what? I was looking forward to this, so I'm doing great. This is the highlight of my day.
Oh, I love that. See, it's all about the joy, right? We choose joy, don't we?
We have to choose joy because, let's face it, there are so many things that bring us down and can when we look around. And a lot of times we look at the flaws, we look at what's wrong. But when we look at joy and when we choose joy, life opens up and it hits different.
Absolutely. Definitely. So, what does joyful fitness mean to you?
You know what? Joyful fitness to me, it means that you are coming from that a place where you want to be versus a place where you have to be. It's the dreaded, oh, I've got to work out. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to find the time to do it. I need an hour. It's like coming from that place of you having to be pulled and dragged somewhere versus a place where you pop in and you want to be there, a place you choose to be. So, joyful fitness simply means showing up, moving your body in a way that brings you joy.
And sometimes I find that just doing strength training is boring, but when I do it with you, when you train me, it's so much
We
fun
have
and I
so much
do
fun,
it.
right? We do.
Yeah,
We do.
because we joke around, and that's one of the things I love about you is your sense of humor. So
Yeah.
um I that makes me want to just train. And another thing is like
Two of
if
us, because that's what I love about you is your sense of humor.
thank
You
you.
make everything so much fun. And that's what I'm talking about. Like when you come from a place where things that you need to do or things that you have to do, but if you can reframe it to say I get to do this, because it really is a blessing to be able to move your body. It's a blessing to be able to move, to be fit, to work out. Or and
Yes,
here's the thing, joyful fitness doesn't mean a gym workout. It means choosing to move your body in a way that brings you joy. And so that could be dancing, it could be walking, it could be gardening, it could be hiking, it could be whatever speaks to your spirit in any given moment in time. And
I
just,
love that.
yeah, yeah, I could talk about it forever.
I know, but you're correct. It's like doing something that brings you joy. A lot of the blue zones is where people live beyond 100. And
Absolutely.
yeah, right. And a lot of them like walk a lot because
Mhm.
mainly it's like in Europe, in areas where they're not sitting in their
Europe,
cars all day.
Asia, yeah, and it's where the elderly, like you said, they walk a lot, but they're used to walking, they're used to different terrain, they garden, like they live naturally, they eat naturally, and everything just comes from lifestyle versus, in America, we have this lifestyle that kind of forces us to sit a lot and to do things that are unnatural to the body a lot. And so we do have to kind of go out of our way to find ways to move more, right? A lot of
100%.
times we think we need to block off this hour, but if we can do things in a way, hey Tammy, she's here. We can do things in a way that comes like more naturally to what we do in the middle of the day. Let's say like you're here, you're sitting, right? And a lot of times people have tasks that they have to do and they're sitting and they're doing it. And I always say, if you can find a way to find movement within that. So let's say you have to get up to go to the restroom. Have a little dance break in the bathroom stall. You know, sometimes we dance to get to the bathroom because we really got to go. But after you go and release it, have a little dance break. Do a little skip or a hop or something, or lunges back to your chair. And one of my favorite little tricks is when you're going to sit down, play the sit down game. Like you have to gamify your life in some kind of way too. So the sit down game, Grace, is I've gotten up from a task and now I'm going back to sit and probably sit for an extended amount of time. But before you sit, how about you do 5 squats? You hover that chair 5 times and then get back up. 5 times, get back up.
Mhm.
5 times. Well, one time, you know, for 5 rounds, 5 times. What am I saying? 5 squats.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you sit, right? And if you do that every time you get up, how
Yes.
many squats can you do in a day? And you won't even
Yes.
think about, I've done 100 squats before you know it.
It's so funny you say that because I bought a squat machine and I have
Yeah.
it right next to my desk. So whenever I stand up and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, let's do some squats. And also, look what I bought.
Let's see what you got.
Yes, this is like an inner thigh thing.
Oh, the Thigh Master.
So I'm talking to you now, and I'm like 1, 2.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you can find little ways like that, little tricks, you've done more moving than you could have done by thinking about going to the gym, and you probably won't go. Because let's face it, gyms make money off of the members who don't show up.
Girl, I am canceling my membership because I've been paying for nothing to go 1 time a year, if that. So I have my own gym at home, and I highly
Yeah.
recommend people
Yeah.
if to buy some weights. They don't occupy a lot of space. The squat machine,
They don't.
the thigh thing. Yeah, it's amazing. And I actually I have an Amazon influencer store. And people can get it there if they want to.
There you
I
go.
chose yes,
Click on Grace's Amazon store, get you some weights because you can always incorporate those weights as well.
absolutely. I have a section of my faves in-home gym. So yeah, definitely check it out, you guys. And so let's say like somebody's been sedentary, right? And they
Mhm.
don't want to work out.
Okay.
Which happens. I used to be an athlete and it happens to me all the time. Like, oh,
It
I
does.
just, yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap. Like that's my go-to. It's a nap. So how can someone start a fitness routine if they've been sedentary or intimidated by gyms?
So, like I said, you don't have to join a gym. And, you know, we go through different phases of life, Grace. You agree with that?
Yes.
Like things happen, right? And
Yes.
recently my mom passed away, and, you
I'm
know,
so
I'm
sorry.
super fit and I'm always going to the gym, teaching classes, being fit throughout my day. But I
Yes.
got to a place where I really did not want to do anything, and I didn't. And sometimes you just have to, like for me, I just let the grief come, and I was way more sedentary than I'd been in I don't know how long. And so I put myself like I'm in the shoes of a person who's sedentary now and trying to find the motivation to get up, to get moving again. And one of the things that I did was I just gave myself grace, first of all, you
Good.
know, gave
Good.
myself the grace to not do anything. But then when you get to that place where you're like, I need to, your body is craving something else. And that happens a lot of times, even someone that's been sedentary for an extended amount of time. Your body is telling you in different ways, I want to move, I want to do something. And I would say, don't start 0 to 100. That's the problem that a lot of people have. And
Yes.
then you go hard and you think this is how it's supposed to look, but it doesn't have to look that way. So, some things that you can do, like what I did to get myself back up and back started, was just went out my front door and walked. So
Nice.
go outside and walk. If you don't live somewhere, if it's really cold, like it's been cold here where I live, and on the warmer days, I just made myself go outside and walk. So get
Yeah.
up and walk. You can also just start a routine of, I'm not going to the gym. So get that out of your mind. Like if you know you don't really want to go to the gym, don't force yourself to do that, because that's not joyful movement. When
Yeah.
you get there, you'll probably be like, why am I here? I don't like the gym. I don't want to be here. Now you can get to a place where you evolve to wanting to be there and use that gym membership. But if you're not there yet, you just have to take yourself right where you are. And I would say, like, start in the morning. So a good
Mhm.
morning routine might be wake up, drink water, affirm yourself, say something positive about what you want this day to look like, stretch, have
Mm.
a protein rich breakfast, and
Mhm.
you've won the day. You've won the morning just by doing something that simple.
It is so easy, but we complicate things, don't we?
We do, because we scroll too much. We see all of these massive transformations, and it gets in our head that that's what it looks like. I've got to be extreme, but you don't. You don't have to be extreme, because it's the small things that we do that over time have this snowball effect, and it makes a big difference. But we've got to create those habits first. So habits they take over when motivation doesn't, right? So when
Yes.
motivation leaves, you don't have motivation anymore. It's the habits that you've instilled that keep you going. And so waking up, affirming yourself, that's like starting with your mindset saying, this is going to be a great day. I'm happy that I woke up this morning. Just anything positive. I'm grateful for this morning.
Yes.
I acknowledge this body I live in. Thank you, body. Any little thing you affirm yourself. You drink that water, it just starts to flush out and wake you up, and you start to like get into your body. And then you
Yes.
stretch. You're feeling your body. How does my body feel this morning? You just do a few little stretches. It could be for 2 or 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be this big, long stretch routine.
Right. It can be like 2 or 3 moves wherever you're hurting more, right?
Exactly. Yes. And then you notice, oh, my shoulders today. Where am I carrying a big? I must be carrying a big load or stressed about something. Let me see if I can
Yes.
release that. You know?
Absolutely. I think every part of our body just reflects what we're going through inside, right? Our
Absolutely.
mental health. And
Absolutely.
and that leads to my next question, which is how does regular movement affect mental and emotional health, not just the physical?
That's a good question. I love that question, because you think about it, everything in our life, we think it energy doesn't just disappear, it gets trapped in our body. And so when we're going through something heavy, that heaviness gets trapped in our body. And what movement does, and have you ever just felt stuck? Like
Yeah.
me going through this grief journey, I felt stuck and I didn't want to move and I wasn't moving. But then when I started to move, that's when I started noticing a shift internally. So when we move our body, we move and shift the energy, the things that we're carrying, and it can really lighten us up and lighten our load when we can move through things. Not trying to force things out or stuff them down, but just to be able to move through it. Oh my gosh, that's life changing. You don't have
100%.
to live stuck. So moving creates mental room, mental space, mental care, clarity, emotional space. It
Mhm.
helps you to open up and to be able to truly allow joy into your life. But you can't allow joy in if you have too many things that are trapped and stuck inside of your body. There's no space for anything else. We've got to let some things go. We have to be able to allow ourselves to release. And that way we're open to accepting what's coming.
I love that. And it's so true. I went through my stage 3 breast cancer, and I think that what helped it was that emotionally I did not deal with the rock bottom that I went through and the grief, the amount of grief of so many losses. And I think that I pushed it down. I kind of cried at times, but I pushed it down, keep going, keep going.
Mhm.
And it kind of manifested physically in my breast, which is, love. It's like nutrition to a baby and it's close to your heart.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
felt, yeah, I wasn't being loved because all these people left me by, passing away or
Mhm.
divorcing me. So, and I laugh about the divorce one, but now I can laugh about it. But so yeah, so I agree. I think I love that you said release because that's what we do when we move. We release, and
Yeah,
also we have endorphins, right? And all the good hormones
we
that kick
do.
in.
We do. And that's why people love the high after a good workout. And
Hmm.
that high can be addictive to some, and some of us find that high in other places too, but a good healthy way to get high is to move. And those endorphins are real. They really enrich us and
Yeah.
they feel good. It's just like the best way that you can get those feel good hits.
Absolutely. And, a lot of people struggle with their body image and confidence, right? So, how do you help clients who struggle with body shame or negative self talk?
First of all, stop scrolling.
Sorry.
Because let me tell you, even the people that you're looking at that look so good don't even look like that, okay? It's a lot of work that goes into creating those images that we scroll through.
Yes.
And a lot of contortion, a lot of Photoshop and photo apps,
Hmm.
a lot of things. And then a lot of times those people, a lot of times you look at people and it's like that's their entire life. Like they
Yeah.
devote their life to fitness and nutrition. And if you're a person who has other passions and lead a more balanced life, then that's not really a great image to put yourself against. I remember when I first started personal training, I would say, okay, what's your goal? And it was always superficial, which is
Oh.
living in LA. It was always
Oh,
superficial.
wow.
And I would have a short, thick woman who wants to look like this tall, thin woman, and it's just like,
Wow.
let's look at your body and what your body can do and what your body can look like. You want to look the best you can and
Yes.
compare yourself against you. And I know that's so cliche, and people are like, yeah, but we live in this physical world. But the
Yeah.
truth of the matter is, we do have to stop looking external.
Yes.
And we have to change our mindset into, especially I think as our ages get bigger, not saying that it's impossible, but think about feeling good. Because when you
Yeah.
come from a place of health and feel good and health and wellness in that way, then you're gonna it's gonna shift some things and it's gonna make your movement and your workouts look and feel different. And when it's feeling different, you start feeling better about yourself. And once you start feeling better about yourself, you start doing more of those things that feel good. So it's more of the good nutrition, more of the movement, and maybe your
Yes.
movement gets more intense and maybe your movement gets longer, and then you really start seeing your body change. But it only happens after you address who you are and how you're feeling, come from that place of feeling.
I love that you're saying it comes from the inside because that is true.
Yeah,
And if you love yourself and you love your body the way it is right now at this very moment, then it doesn't matter if you get validation from people, if you get negative comments, because you know who you are in your body. And that's really all that matters in the long run. And, like I've been gaining weight because of that post-cancer pill I have to take for 5 years.
right,
I'm on year 3. I have 2 to go. Yes.
right.
But it reduces the cancer reoccurrence risk by like 40-50%. Why should I not take it? So I'm
Mhm,
like, okay, I gained the weight. There's nothing I can do about it. I
mhm.
do the best I can do within,
You
I
do the
eat plants for God's sake, it's like I eat plants. I'm vegan. How am I gaining weight?
yeah.
and I move and all that. That's all I can do. And like you told me, focus on not gaining more weight, focus
Mhm.
on staying where you are right now. And then when you stop the pill, I'm probably going to lose 30 pounds like that, right?
Yep, you
But
probably are. You probably are. And then you'll have more energy. Your body will feel different and you'll be able to go into your workouts with a little more intensity, and
yes,
you'll be able to, like, we just have to be okay with the phases that we're in and know that
yes,
it's temporary.
a
And,
hundred percent.
another thing is to, when we catch ourselves thinking those thoughts, we have to stop it. We have to
Yes,
nip it in a bud, and we've got to do that quickly. And you've got
yes,
to refocus your brain on something else. Like you were saying, this is a phase. I've got 2 more years. I'm maintaining. You got to tell yourself you're okay where you are. You got to find
yes,
something that you love about yourself, or you have to
absolutely.
find something. If it's not love, something you kind of like about yourself. If it's not like, something that you're kind of okay with your about yourself. Like, you know what, I actually do. Like, you love your butt.
I know. And
Like,
you
find something that you like.
absolutely. And you've been a great influence on loving my body where it's at right now because you're never critical or anything. You're like, just, what do you want to change or whatever. But, we talked about this um, and you know what? Now, when they take a picture, because I do a lot of stand up, and so they take a picture, I used to be like, oh my God, I gained so much weight. Like I look and I'm like, but I was like, this is not me. And I was like, yeah, this is me. This is
Yeah.
me right now. And you know what? I learned to love those pictures. It's
Yes.
like, I am not doing stand up to say, hey, look at my body. I'm doing stand up to make people laugh and to
Yeah.
make their life more joyful. That's it. So whether my body is 30 pounds overweight or not, it doesn't really matter.
Mhm. Yeah, and our bodies, they change. They
Yes,
shift. Like, we're constantly evolving and changing and growing and going through things, and to find some joy through that, to find some self-acceptance through that, to love ourselves through it, that's all we need to do.
absolutely. What has your own health journey taught you about resilience and self love?
Mm.
Mhm.
What has my own health journey taught me about resilience and self-love? I've gone through so many phases in my own journey where I did not love my body or myself, just going through different phases and just being real. And now I'm in a place where I radically love and accept myself in and out, who I am. I accept it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of it. And I'll say that it just as long as I keep breathing,
Yes,
that I can change myself. Like, I'm always growing and evolving. So that resilience, it's just taught me, as long as I'm breathing, there's a chance. There's a,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And after cancer, I'm like, am I breathing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm breathing. Good. Yeah. It's like we don't realize what a gift it is to breathe.
Yeah.
Just be able to breathe and to be able to move. When
Mhm.
when somebody goes through chemo, you can barely move, you can barely breathe too.
Yeah.
And it's like when I started crying. I was crying whenever I could, like, drive myself to the beach or walk, just a block. I would cry with joy because I could not do it for so long. And
Right.
it's just, we sometimes just take things for granted. And I think that, like you were saying, being in a gratitude mode where, thank you for this day, thank you for my breaths, thank you for being able to move. That
Mhm.
mindset, I think, will um, transfer to like the physical.
Absolutely, it will. Yeah. I think about also, life is dual. Is We live in a duality of life, and
Right.
so we can't really, like, accept, like, with me accepting beauty, if I wasn't at a place where I accepted the ugly, or lived through the ugly, that I
Yeah.
could really appreciate the beauty. And so with life, there's death. And so
Yes.
without that death, can we truly enjoy, not enjoy, but can we truly be grateful for life? And, going through grief, you've gone through the grief of losing parents as well.
Mhm.
And it's really hard. And it's really hard thinking about your own mortality and accepting the mortality from someone that's really close to you.
Yes.
And so going through that, it is sometimes I felt like, why am I still here? Or just like life doesn't feel worth living. But the
Oh,
truth of the matter is, not well, yeah, yeah.
no, I feel
I,
you.
I
Hey,
definitely felt like that. Not suicidal,
no, I
but
get it. I get it.
why am I still here?
Yeah,
And the how beautiful, like the beauty that I've seen in life, I just wasn't feeling it anymore.
absolutely.
But then to make the shift and to be able to get through and fight for my own joy and fight for my own happiness because I am still here. I am still breathing, like I said. And what am I going to do with the breaths that I have left in this life? What am I going to do with the life that is left or the life that I have right now? And it's live it to the
Yes.
fullest.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of doing things that frighten you. Don't be afraid of going after what you want. If you really want to be healthy, if you really want to be fit, if there are some things that you really want to do in life, the time is now. And we get to enjoy growing old. We get to enjoy each and every year that we have. And as we grow old, it doesn't mean that you are going to I think a lot of times with growing old we think, oh well, you get weak in life, you get sick, and you get like your energy goes away, but that's not really how aging has to work.
Hmm.
We can be very vital and vibrant and healthy and still moving and still living and still exploring and still growing and still learning as we age because we still have this gift of life.
Absolutely. And you have the gift of changing a room with your energy. So that's why you're here. One of the reasons, I
Aw.
think, mainly. Yeah, you do. You are an incredible human. And that's why we've been friends for, I don't know, 20 years.
We've been friends a long
I
time.
know.
A long time.
Well,
Yes.
Kristie, thank you so much for reminding us that health isn't about punishment, okay?
No,
It's
it's
about
not.
possibility, right?
Yes. Joyful movement. You choose your own joyful movements.
Absolutely. You've shown us that fitness can be playful, can be healing, and also empowering when we approach it with joy and self respect, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And to
Thank you
everyone
so
tuning,
much for having me on. I
oh,
appreciate you, Grace.
my pleasure. Thank you for being here. You just kicked off the streamathon, which I was like, she's perfect for that.
Let's go.
I know. Hey. To everyone tuning in, your body is not just a project, it's your partner in this beautiful life. Move it with love, fuel it with care, and watch how your energy and joy rise. Because when you feel good, you live fully. And that's what your journey to joyful living is all about. So thank you, Kristie. And if you want to follow Kristie, she has her handles, she has her YouTube
Yeah, I'm at
right
Kristie
there.
LaTray everywhere.
Absolutely. Subscribe to her YouTube, and also please subscribe to my YouTube because I want to grow this community to help other people and continue to be able to bring you all these streamathons and these videos and the comedy and everything else. So thank you so much.